Jed here from Retiring Disgracefully. It's another day in paradise, and unfortunately it's also another change of plan. I told you last week in the last video I did that I was planning on staying in Hua Hin until the pandemic receded and Thailand opened again. Well, I've decided to move to Koh Samui, and I'm leaving in a few days, driving down there. And the reason is that Hua Hin is driving me crazy. Oh, I just step over this water. It's driving me crazy. There's nothing to do. Everything's closed, and there's only so much you can do when you go out, and when you go out there's no one out because everyone's staying home because of the pandemic. Thai people are very good like that, not like in some places like in Europe and USA where they fought against it. Thai people are doing as they're told. Samui is opened up for tourism again under the Samui Plus scheme. They opened last week, but the response was slightly underwhelming and not what they expected, and it remains to be seen if it will make much difference to the amount of tourists that arrive on the island. I think there was only about 15 arrived from overseas when they kicked off over the last week. But hey, you know, at least the bars are open and the restaurants are open and I can have a life. And also, being there, I'll be able to do my YouTube channel. As I say, I was stuck for ideas of what to do. I can only show you so many beaches and so many temples because I can't take you to places I'd like to show you because they're closed until at least September 30th. That's what this lockdown is now been told by the government, that it'll be until September 30th. I'm rushing it because they changed the rules so quickly here. At the moment I can do it, I think, but if I don't do it now the rules could change tomorrow. At the moment I can do it. I'm allowed to drive down there because I'm in a red zone. I'm not in a deep red zone, which is Bangkok and some other areas in Thailand. I'm in Hua Hin, which is a red zone, and I'm allowed to travel as long as I register that I'm traveling. So that's the reason I've made this decision to move quite quickly. To be honest, I'm not sure if they'll let me in because they change the rules by the day. But what I've learned so far to go into Koh Samui, what I need is a negative RT-PCR test for COVID-19. I need to supply my details when booking the ferry through an online registration and get a QR scan of the document, which will tell them all about me. It'll save time at the other end. They just scan the QR and they'll have all my details there, my passport number and everything like that. So it saves time for that. That's the second thing I have to do. I have to probably do up to 14 days in quarantine. I have heard people have gone there and they haven't had to, and then there's others who have had to. So I'm leaving that open, and I'll wait till I get there, and I'm quite happy with that. If I have to stay there for 14 days, that's okay. After that, I'll be free. I'll be able to do what I want. I've got to do, before I go, my 90-day report, which is a report I have to do every 3 months to say where I live. Well, that comes up on the 2nd of August, which is less than a week away. So I'm going to do that now, because what will happen if I get to Samui, I'm going to then need to do my 90-day report then, and I might not be able to do that because if I'm in a quarantine hotel I won't be able to go out, and I'll be staying in a hotel. I won't be able to tell them my address. So when I get out of the hotel I'll be looking for a house to rent, and that's when I'll then have to go to immigration in Samui and tell them that I've changed my address. So that's number 3, what I need to do. Now this is this is funny. I registered online at the Hua Hin Hospital for my RT-PCR test for COVID-19 yesterday. I've arranged to have it done on the 29th of July. Or I thought I had it arranged for the 29th of July. I received a confirmation from the hospital that yes, I was booked in for my COVID test. And I thought, oh, that's great. And I looked at the information they sent, and I'm booked in for 1st of January 1970 at 9 AM. So I'm booked in to get my COVID test 50 years ago. You got to love Thailand, really. When it comes to computers, they really are so far behind, and everything is so confusing. So now today I have to drive to Hua Hin Hospital and get that sorted out and see if I do have an appointment, or do I have to maybe find a time machine and go back 50 years and then do it, and then come back here and then go to Koh Samui. So it's but I love it, you know, to be honest. That's what I like about Thailand. It's not everything regimental and things like this. As long as it's, you know, you can laugh about it if I've got the time to laugh about it, and I have, because I'm not going for a few days. If that was where I was leaving soon, you know, sooner I should say, if I was wanting to leave today for instance, then I'd be thinking, oh my god, what, you know. But these are funny, you know, and things like this happen to me. That's what I love. Thailand is different. It's not all regimented and all the you know, rules and regulations. They've got plenty of them, don't get me wrong, but they screw up quite a lot. And quite often you go to one office, that's one lot of rule regulations. You go to an identical office in another town and there's completely different. So it's just one of them things of living here. So hopefully I'll get that sorted today. So today I'm heading for Hua Hin Hospital this morning to try to sort that out. I've also got to go and register my motorbike. That's due for registration. Every 12 months I register that. I also want to go and get it serviced. It's all boring stuff. I mean, that's going to a hospital, going to get your car serviced, going to do your 90-day report. It's all boring stuff. But it's, if you're living here, or if you're intending living here, it's all part of life here, so you need to know what it's all about. So I'm going to video that as well. You know, if you don't want to watch it, fine, but it's just, I want to show you exactly what you need to do to get your 90-day report, and if you have a vehicle, how to register it here in Hua Hin, because Hua Hin is a little bit different than some other places. So that's my plan for today and my plan for the week. Hopefully I'll be in Samui in the next 4 or 5 days, and hopefully they'll let me in. Okay, thanks very much for watching. I'll get back to my condo and pack everything up, and then I'm going to go down to the hospital and try and sort out my COVID test. If not, I'll need to go and find a Back to the Future time machine so that I can get it done in 1970. Okay. There's a monk there doing a blessing. The monks, they walk from that temple, which is a good hour and a half's walk to here. They walk every morning. They probably get up at sunrise and walk all the way down here, looking for alms, which is, you know, people to give them food or give them money to buy food, and in return they give a blessing. You see that little pots he has down there, that's for filling up with rice or vegetables, whatever they need. So it's quite interesting here, you know, to see them sort of things. It's one of the things I like about being in Thailand. I walk along the beach and I see monks with Thai people kneeling down, taking a blessing from them. I drive down the street just from where I am and I see monkeys running across the roads. It's just so different and so nice. I love that part of it. There's some frustrating things about living in Thailand. Obviously, it's that type of country. It's not a third world country by any means, not by any means, but it's a country that you can't compare it to things that happen in the West and the way the West run their country. Everything's different here. But as I say, I like it. That's what I like. I love the lunacy of it all sometimes, you know, the things that, well, like the COVID test I just told you about, you know, when you get an appointment for 1970, you know, you just think, oh, what can I do? So, yeah, I love it here. And I'm looking forward to going to Koh Samui. I'm really looking forward to that. I lived there for a year, just after I first came here, and I loved living there. And I'm looking forward so much to going back and making a home there. I've been there many times, stayed in hotels, but that's never the same. You know, I like to unpack my bags and get all my kitchen things out and do everything that I like to do. I like to cook at home and things like that, where in a hotel you're limited. So I'm looking forward to making a home of it. Whether it's for you know, a long time, I don't know. It depends on what happens with COVID. Once COVID goes, then, as I've told you before, then that's when my big trip will start. But it'll start now from Koh Samui instead of from Hua Hin. So I'll probably end up going south, going down as far as the Malaysian border, work my way up through Hat Yai, Krabi, Koh Lanta, and then slowly work my way back up here. I'll stop in Hua Hin because it's still a favourite place of mine. I'll stop in Hua Hin and spend a week here or so, or maybe a month here, filming what I couldn't film while I've been living here now, and with my YouTube channel. And then I'll make my way up to as far as Chiang Rai, which is about as far as you can get. So that's the plan. Off to Samui in a few days. If you don't see any of my videos for a while, it's because I'm traveling and trying to get to Koh Samui as quick as possible. I don't have time to stop and take films. I want to get on the island before they change the rules. Okay, I'll see you soon when we go and down to the Hua Hin hospital and to do my 90-day report and register my bike. As in most countries, you have to register your vehicles, cars, motorbikes or what have you, once a year. So that's where I'm heading. I just found out that my registration for my motorbike expired yesterday, so I'm driving illegally at the moment. But that's not a big thing in Thailand. There's a lot of people who never register their bikes and never get a driving license, but have been driving for many years. So, but being a good citizen, I like to obey the rules of the country. So that's where I'm off to now. I'm off to register my bike, and you can come with me. You can see how you do that in Thailand. Hua Hin doesn't have a standard Department of Transport in Hua Hin. For some reason you've got to drive half an hour to Pranburi, half an hour south to Pranburi, or half an hour north to Cham to find the proper office for registering your motorbike. But they have this sub office here, which is in a garage, where you can bring your bike to get registered, and fill in the registration papers. They then send it to the main office. So that's where I am now. It's about halfway between Koh and Hua Hin downtown. So we'll go in here. I don't know if they'll let me film. I might have to turn it off, but we'll see what happens. Yeah. Body cab. I just want to register my motorbike. Body cab. Yep, that's me.
Telephone number.
Yes, that's my number. Come, come. $500. Come, come.
Postage 29. Pick up.
29. Okay, come, come. Thank you. Well, that was easy. 560 baht for 1 year, which is only about $20 Australian, which is very cheap. That includes your insurance in case you hit someone, not for insurance for damage. And then you get one of these stickers. But I've got to come back. What they do, they keep the book and they send it to the Department of Transport, and they update the book, and then I come back on 29th, pick up the book. But I've got the sticker, so it doesn't matter if I'm stopped. It is registered. While I'm doing this, I might go and while I'm doing the motorbike, I'll go and service my bike, and you can I'll show you there what's entailed with servicing a motorbike. I know it's boring, but it's things you need to do if you're thinking about living here or retiring here. So this is the main Honda shop where I get my bike serviced every so often. They sell new bikes and second-hand bikes and equipment to put on your bike. Very good shop and very good service. It should only take about 10-15 minutes. There's no one else waiting. So they're going to do the oil change and check everything as they normally do, and I've also asked them to check the brakes. There's a squeaky noise coming from the brakes when I try to pull up. My bike's still under warranty, so I just have to pay for the oil that they're going to change. Should be no other charges unless there's something wrong with the brakes. If there is, then I'd have to pay for that, but hopefully it'll just need an adjustment. I think that's all it is. The brakes are working very good. Now, I just want to get all this done now before I head for Samui, then I don't have to think about that when I get to the other end. The mechanics, they're very, very good. They get plenty of practice. There's that many motorbikes in Thailand, and they're very well trained. They go to college, and they always tend to try to fix it. And you know, when I lived in the UK and USA and Australia, they always try and sell you new parts. But here, if they can fix it, they will. They don't just immediately just put a new part in and charge you for it. Okay, I'm going to immigration here at Blueport. I hope you can hear me. This is the Blueport shopping centre we're going past. This is Blueport, large shopping centre. I'll take us inside. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, this is the immigration offices here in the shopping centre, which is very handy. It's not the main one. The main immigration, for some reason, is situated well out of town. Probably at least a 40-minute drive from here, which is quite irritating sometimes. You need to go to the one out of town for your visa, actual visa. But this immigration here does 90-day reports. They don't do visas here, any type of visa, but extensions and 90-day reports, things like that. They don't open until 11 o'clock on a morning because the shopping centre doesn't open until 11 o'clock. I think they close about 6, and I'll check that out in a minute. It's on the ground floor. It's where all the banks are. I'll have to turn the camera off. You're not allowed to film inside government offices, so I'll turn it off when I get there, and I'll just show you it from the outside. There's a lot of people here because there's just had a 4-day Buddha holiday, so it's been closed for 4 days. I've just seen that I'm running out of petrol, so I'm going to pull into the service station down here and fill up. You'll see that they don't have self-service here at the gas stations. There's always an attendant there to fill up the tank for you, and that's the same throughout Thailand. A lot of them are from Myanmar who work in service stations because they work for cheap labour, and you see a lot of them working at service stations. Petrol costs about 29 baht a litre. I think that equates to about maybe $1.10 Australian, 64 Great British pence, and probably about 85 US cents. And unlike Australia, where I used to live, it doesn't go up and down in price over the days or weeks. It's pretty standard, and wherever you go in Thailand, it's normally around about the same. So that cost me 110 baht, which that'll last me, well, normally at least 2 weeks, unless I'm traveling. But if I'm just going shopping and going to the beach and doing things like that, it normally lasts me about 2 weeks. That works out at about $2 Australian a week, $1.50 US a week, or maybe about £1 a week in the UK. So it doesn't cost me much to get around here, and that's one of the reasons why I like living here. My pension stretches so much further. So that's the boring things out of the way. I hope they didn't bore you too much, but at least you know now what the procedure is if you want a motorbike here in Thailand. Time to head home now and prepare for my trip to Koh Samui in a few days' time. All my things packed up, ready to pack in the back of the ute. So next time I talk to you will be in a few days from the beautiful island of Koh Samui, if they'll let me in. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe and push the like button. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.